All right, so I'm driving through LA right now, but I wanted to answer a question that I get pretty often about my Prius. So I've had two Priuses. This is my second Prius. This is a plug-in, and the other Prius was just a typical gasoline hybrid Prius. Anyhow, so the question I get is, can the Prius run if the battery dies? So I guess there's a couple of different ways to look at that question, but typically, if the battery itself, if someone's asking me that, they're talking about the hybrid battery. So I'll go ahead and answer the question based off of that. So that actually happened on my other Prius. The hybrid battery died. So what happens is the car, it just turned into a gasoline car basically with the Toyota motor, because the motor was still going. So the answer is yes. It still ran, and actually I ran it for about 2 weeks while I was trying to figure out where I'm going to get the battery done. So yeah, and then if I had to compare it to something, it feels like the Prius turned into a Toyota Corolla, because it still has the tiny motor, but it doesn't have the battery backing it up and storing the energy to run. So basically the gasoline motor was running all the time. So my miles per gallon on that car went from about 49 miles per gallon, and it dropped down to, like, it's been about a year, but if I remember right, it was around 27 miles per gallon. So not quite half, but a pretty big difference from what I was used to. So, but the cool thing is it kept running. It didn't just stop on the side of the road. So a couple of annoying things that happen after the battery dies. So one, if you're sitting in your car without the motor running, I'm sorry, where typically the motor would not be running, if the hybrid battery dies, the motor will always be running. So when you're sitting there, it's just like a regular car, so that you're idling using fuel. And then two, the miles per gallon decreases. Like I said, it went from about 49 down to about 27. So that's a pretty big difference, going to the gas pump twice as often. And three, the most annoying part of when the battery dies, aside from having to pay the $1,500 to fix it, is that your dashboard is going to light up. So it's going to look like a freaking Christmas tree. So I don't remember exactly what the lights were, but I remember there were some orange lights, some red lights, and when you're driving around taking passengers in the evening, or even just with your friends or just by yourself, everybody on the outside of the car can see that your dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. So that's pretty annoying. But as annoying as it is, I was happy that the car still ran. I could still run errands. I could still do various things. You could do everything you would normally do with a regular car. If your registration happens to be expiring in the near future and the battery dies, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to pass smog. I don't know for certain, but considering how many lights were lit up, I doubt that the smog certification would pass your car in that state. So anyhow, coming back to the question, yeah, the car's still going to run. If your battery dies, it's not just going to stop on the side of the road, which is pretty cool. What about you? Do you have experience with the hybrid battery dying? If so, leave me a comment below. I haven't actually met somebody else who's run their Prius so long that the battery pack died. But yeah, check out my other video. It talks about what the cost is to replace the hybrid battery. Anyhow, hopefully you found the information useful. Be sure to subscribe for more related videos, and I'll see you on the next one.